Hi, humanity. Welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoy it. This is where we study the 12 laws of mind. We just talk about them. I share my experiences with them. You know, it's principles, so it's wonderful if you ask me because it's tried and true. It never fails, never deviates, works for all, and is always working. The patrons at Patreon get a poll, and the poll winner this week, one of them is, what happens as we rise in consciousness? So one has to first understand, you're the Christ and he has risen. Okay, we're all the Christ, all of us. That's why you don't listen to people saying, I found the Christ, I found the Christ. I mean, he's inside you. He's you. You are the Christ. Okay? You are the Christ for you. They're the Christ for themselves. And together we are the Christ for humanity. As each one does their purpose, they are spreading out this changes in humanity. It's a vibration. Okay, so as you change, your vibration changes, your complete and whole state of being changes because you've changed something within yourself. Well, your whole being starts vibrating differently and it gets to everybody. Okay. And this is how we do it individually. And if you do it individually, then you're doing it collectively because it ripples out. There's only one. Enough of humanity had performed and believed and walked and talked and thought and did like Jesus, that this caused a rise in humanity's consciousness. You learn that a rising tide raises all boats, and that's what's happening here. God is often likened to the ocean because the ocean is infinite and we are like a drop of the ocean. All of the ocean is in that drop, okay? It came from the ocean. And it's tides, low tides, high tides. More comes in than goes out. And it's this, cresting. And you come back down, it's the slide, right? And then you get pulled back and up. So it's understanding that as you rise in consciousness, a rising tide, high tide, raises all boats. Each individual is a boat in this sea of consciousness, okay, creating. And together they are one being, just as we are individual, whole, and complete. The one being is individual, whole, and complete, made up of all of us. It doesn't matter what experiences you have that led you this way and all these other things. That was predestined. That was by you. That's your story of how you defeat poverty, ignorance, the things that man put upon you. Don't punish other men for that happening. You praise them for learning and moving forward away from that caca. And you don't turn back and look at it and wallow in the dead things. Then you're going to go back to being a dead thing. It's not rocket science, but it is a different way of thinking. It's called subjective thinking because it's your perception. Only you know what you think. Only you know what you tell yourself. Only you know what you feel when you do that. Only you know. Now you can share that with other people. More than likely, you're not telling the whole story. Only you know the whole story of you. You. have to deal with you. Okay? Because I am is whole and complete and perfect in your heart. He'll give you everything he always has. And this is what Abraham Hicks means by, you got this plethora of stuff waiting to come to you. Yeah, it's there. It's there already. Don't worry about the stuff. Worry about humanity. Okay? Do what you want to do, knowing that your I am is whole and complete. He's inside you. It is law. As within, so without. I am identifying with the God in my heart. My will is God's will. My mind is God's mind. We're going to match. We're going to dance together. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be gracious. It's going to be loving. It's going to be wonderful. Everybody is patient. Everybody is kind. Everybody's wonderful, giving, sharing. And you're not afraid to go out in the outside world and experience that. And yeah, you may have a twinge as you go out there, but don't worry. Take a deep breath and just go, like these videos. I never in my life thought I'd be making these videos. I thought that was for young people, and then, I got over all that. And now I get to do what I never imagined doing, but I did. I wanted to be the character actor. I wanted to be the muse. I wanted to be all these wonderful things that came up in movies, And we all do. We go to movies and suspend our belief and, enter into one of the characters in the show. And that's the one we identify with the most. And that's where we are on our journey, whoever that is, and so you can go back and look at fiction and see where you are on your journey, really, and understanding. And that's what it is. It's understanding, wisdom, infinite intelligence. Thank you for your wisdom. I'm truly blessed. And you will start getting it, But there's a fire's got to be made. That's what's happened. The fire's been made and people's asses are getting bitten because everyone is now rising in consciousness. So the rising tide, whether you liked it or not, whether you were ready for it or not, had been thinking about it or not, it doesn't matter. Enough of humanity did. And now all of you better start thinking about it. Time's up. Got it? Good. Let's go. Who's really understanding this stuff and forgiving? Because forgiveness is for men. It rips things off their heart. And therefore out of their mind, out of their lives, out of the world. And as more and more do it, the more and more it ripples out. That vibration becomes stronger. And so you're rising in consciousness. And you're caught up in it. Okay? And it's just like in a stock market. All the stocks will rise on a rising tide, in a bull rally. But some of them are not viable companies. They're just benefiting from the rise in the market. And so when things get tough, they fall. Okay, so here we go. The Christ has come, and that means all the brothers are back. They're back, and they're here to judge. And that's all there is to it. And you can join in. You were part of the show. You were part of what made this happen. The story's over, quite literally. I'm not joking when I say that. Everything is forgiven. Everything is forgotten. And everything is wonderful. Just think better of your fellow man. And know that, no, nobody really thinks like that. No. I don't believe he said that. I'm not going to believe he said that. I'm not going to believe that. No, I think they're just having a misunderstanding, and I think it'll all work out. But the idea is don't give them any attention. And that's what you point out. Look, she's a beautiful girl. She's lovely, and I'm sure she means well. I'm not going to listen to this. This is not thinking. Give me a break. It's just patently ridiculous stuff. The world's over in 12 years if we don't do this. Oh, well, I got a newsflash for you. You may be gone, but the world will be here. The sun's still going to come up. You may be gone. I'll be here. It'll be fine. And people who want to pick and choose their science and twist science. No, you just keep coming back out. No, this passes Karl Popper's theory. No, I beg to differ. You don't get to change the rules of the game. Sorry, no. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. It does this every time or it doesn't. It's a principle or it's not. If it's not, it's a rule. Therefore, it's made to be broken. It's going to be broken. We already know a lot of this stuff. And it's already written on our hearts. That's the point. The consciousness is rising. What happens to people who've been consciously manifesting is all their techniques stop working. All the little go-tos and old creepily crawlies come out that they never dealt with. They're just out there getting their stuff and still judging and maligning people. And this works its way out. They either start snapping that it's not just about getting stuff, it's a little deeper than that, and start vibrating the love, or they don't. And you forgive them if they do. And you keep forgiving them because they know better. They know better. All they have to do is sit back and think about it. Think about it. Law of attraction. It's like thoughts, beliefs attract like circumstances, conditions, events, and people into your life, which is the same thing as everyone is you pushed out. Okay? You think you're an addict, you're going to draw addicts to you. Give me a break. You don't stop because you got a high percentage. What's this? That's being lazy. Follow the yellow brick road. Get to the principle. So I hope this helps. What happens as you rise in consciousness is every technique that you've ever been using, making lists, vision boards, all that stuff. It doesn't work anymore. Because it's you. It's time for you to admit who you are. I'm the Christ. I am the Christ. And it's Psalm 82. That's what's happening right now. Psalm 82. To those who have been consciously manifesting. I suggest you go read it and think about it. I also have a video on what it is and challenge you to the challenge within it. So Psalm 82 is happening right now. So it really is. It's time to just put it away and stop and think about it, and examine yourself and be the Christ. And it's not stupid to think, what would Jesus do? Jesus was written so you would have an example of what to do, how to think, how to be. And the higher in consciousness you rise, the more you come to understand the Jesus in the Bible. Because you're walking his road. You see the similarities. You see what's going on. So understand, as you rise in consciousness, you're coming to accept that you are the Christ. Right? And it is time for you to judge. It's time for you to err on the side of love. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
This is what we stand for. Justice, truth, and the value of a single human being.
Woke up this morning, started to snooze, had a cigarette and a cup of reality. I looked in the mirror, what did I see? A 9-stone weakling with knobbly knees. I did my knees, bent press-ups, touched my toes. Had another sneeze and I blew my nose. I looked in the mirror at my pigeon chest. I had to pull on my clothes because it made me depressed.